Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of Explore and Engage with Anam. My friends, people are wondering who the running mate is going to be on the Democratic side. It appears that Kamala Harris is going to be the Democratic nominee for president. After Joe Biden exited the presidential race, Kamala Harris started receiving lots and lots of endorsements from leaders in the Democratic Party. And so it appears that she's going to be the nominee for president from the Democratic side. And naturally, the question is, who is Kamala Harris going to pick as her running mate? There are different names that are being discussed. The name of Josh Shapiro came up. Josh Shapiro is the governor of Pennsylvania. The name of Mark Kelly came up. Mark Kelly is a U.S. Senator from Arizona. The name of Gretchen Whitmer also came up. Gretchen Whitmer is the governor of Michigan. Also, the name of Tim Walz came up. Tim Walz is the governor of Minnesota. Also, the name of Roy Cooper of North Carolina came up. So there are different names that are being mentioned, and at this point, we don't know who Kamala Harris is going to pick as her running mate. There is one name that is also included in the list that's being discussed right now, and that is the name of the governor of Illinois, JB Pritzker. Now, I don't know who Kamala Harris is going to pick as her running mate. Could be Josh Shapiro, could be Mark Kelly, could be Gretchen Whitmer, Tim Walz, Roy Cooper. I don't know. But I did want to record a podcast episode to discuss the name of JB Pritzker, and there's a reason for that. My friends, as you may know already, if you have been listening to my podcast, if you have been following my YouTube channel, if you have been reading the things that I write on my blog and the opinion pieces that I write that get published in newspapers, you already know that I strongly support border security and I oppose illegal immigration. And so in the course of discussing the border crisis and the problems in sanctuary cities, and I kept pointing out the problems in places like New York and Chicago, how massive sums of taxpayer dollars are being spent on the migrants. I've talked about these issues a lot, and in that process I talked about JB Pritzker, because JB Pritzker is the governor of Illinois, and Illinois is a sanctuary state, and Chicago, a city in the state of Illinois, one of the largest cities in America, that city is a sanctuary city. And so what's been going on for quite a long time now is that as foreign nationals are entering the United States as illegal immigrants, they're crossing the southern border and pouring into the country. Many of those illegal immigrants are ending up in the state of Illinois and in the city of Chicago in particular. Now, JB Pritzker, he was elected governor in November 2018. I remember that election. He was elected as governor, and then he was re-elected in 2022. So he has been in office as the governor of Illinois for quite a while now. Now, we are at a point that we're now hearing that JB Pritzker may end up being Kamala Harris's running mate. And so that's why I think it's important for people to understand who JB Pritzker is and what his policy positions are. JB Pritzker is a wealthy individual, and he jumped into politics. He became the governor, and I think that as we look at political figures, as we look at politicians, we have to look at their actions. What does a person do after being elected to an office? In the case of JB Pritzker, we can clearly see, by observing his actions, by paying attention to his policies, you will know for sure that JB Pritzker does not manage taxpayer funds well. He is the governor of Illinois. His priority should be American taxpayers. His priority should be the American citizens and the legal immigrants living in Illinois. Instead, he is focusing, and he has been for a long time, he has been focusing on the illegal immigrants. He has been prioritizing the illegal immigrants in Illinois. And that is sad. And I have discussed these issues, like I said, for months I've been talking about these issues, especially in places like New York and Illinois, where we see how left-wing politicians are spending massive sums of taxpayer dollars on the illegal immigrants. There are many American citizens who are living in poverty, many American citizens who are homeless, many American children living in poverty and suffering and struggling, many senior citizens, American seniors, who are suffering because of food insecurity. So the American citizens are suffering because of a lot of economic problems. But what is JB Pritzker doing as the governor of Illinois? He is focusing on the illegal immigrants. He's prioritizing the illegal immigrants. With JB Pritzker in office, Illinois has spent massive, massive, massive sums of taxpayer dollars to provide housing and food and medical services to the illegal immigrants, people who are here in our country illegally. So when I hear that JB Pritzker is being considered as Kamala Harris's running mate, I'm just shocked. But I guess I'm not shocked because Kamala Harris, she has been a failure as the vice president. Look at her record. She was named the border czar, and she has not secured the border. Since President Biden came to power, the Democrats, they opened up the border, the Biden administration opened up the border, and foreign nationals started pouring into our country. And it's not just Illinois that's facing the problem. All the states in the country are facing problems because of the Biden administration's open border policy. But because Illinois is a sanctuary state, they have seen a massive influx of illegal immigrants into that state, because illegal immigrants choose to go to a state like New York and a state like Illinois, because those states are run by liberal politicians who provide sanctuary for the illegal immigrants. And so Kamala Harris has failed as the vice president. She was named the border czar, but she has not done anything to secure the southern border. The border continues to be open, and illegal immigrants continue to pour into our country. And so now she is, as it seems, because of all the endorsements that she's getting from other Democrats, it seems that she's going to be the Democratic nominee for president. And if she ends up picking JB Pritzker as her running mate, just think about the presidential ticket. That would seem to me to be an open border policy presidential ticket. If it's Kamala Harris and JB Pritzker running in November 2024, if they are on the same ticket, then the voters should be aware of the fact that those two individuals, they are they are going to be advocates for open border policy. JB Pritzker, as the governor of Illinois, he could have said no to illegal immigration. He could have said that, hey, our state is not going to spend any taxpayer dollars on the illegal immigrants. He could have said that. He could have, as the elected leader in the governor's office in Illinois, he could have taken a firm position, and he could have declared that Illinois is not going to be a sanctuary state, and we're not going to provide any resources to the illegal immigrants. But he didn't do that. He didn't do that. He supported spending more taxpayer dollars on the illegal immigrants. So would the American people want to see someone like that as the country's vice president? I don't think so. I don't think so. Would the American voters like to see Kamala Harris, who was part of the Biden administration, and the Biden administration failed completely? Not just in terms of border policy, but when you look at the economy, because of the Biden administration's policies, because of the Biden administration's and the Washington Democrats' reckless spending, we are suffering because of inflation. We have inflation because of the Biden administration's policies, and then we also have such high prices for gas. Gas prices are so high in this economy because of the Biden administration's war on fossil fuels. And Kamala Harris is a part of the Biden administration. She is part of that administration. So would the American people, after facing such pain and suffering because of inflation, because of high gas prices, because of the open border policy, would the American voters elect Kamala Harris as president? Would they elect JB Pritzker as vice president? I don't think so. I don't think so. And so, my friends, I wanted to share my thoughts about the fact that JB Pritzker is reportedly under consideration to be Kamala Harris's running mate. Once again, we don't know who Kamala Harris is going to pick as her running mate, but if she ends up picking JB Pritzker, if she selects JB Pritzker as her running mate, I want you all to be aware of who JB Pritzker is and what he has done as the governor of Illinois. As the governor of Illinois, JB Pritzker supported spending taxpayer dollars on the illegal immigrants, while many Americans in Illinois continue to suffer because of poverty, because of homelessness, because of food insecurity, and lots of other problems. So JB Pritzker does not prioritize American citizens in Illinois. He prioritizes illegal immigrants. And that's why such massive sums of taxpayer dollars are being spent on the illegal immigrants in Illinois. So I wanted to share my thoughts with you, but please, I would like you to share your thoughts with me. So go to my website, tosifanam.net, send me a message. You can also sign up for my e-newsletter. And if you want to connect with me on social media, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm also on Truth Social. So share with me your thoughts. If you want to make a guess about who you think Kamala Harris may pick as her running mate, is it going to be JB Pritzker or Josh Shapiro or Mark Kelly or Tim Walz or Roy Cooper or Gretchen Whitmer or somebody else, you can let me know your thoughts, okay? So connect with me on social media. Go to my website, tosifanam.net. If you want to send me an email, you can do that. My email address is the following: tosif@tosifanam.net. tosif@tosifanam.net. Thank you once again, my friends, for continuing to listen to my podcast, and I hope to be back again soon with a new episode of Explore and Engage with Anam.